Breaking news on the Dallas Cowboys Report, and it's not good. Randy Gregory, the team's top formerly healthy edge rusher, is going to miss at least this week's game against the Atlanta Falcons, most likely the Chiefs game, and potentially more as well, as he suffered a calf strain on Wednesday. Mike McCarthy revealed this morning that it is a multi-week injury for the Cowboys' gifted pass rusher, and there is a very real chance now that Gregory ends up on injured reserve for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, in case you forgot what the IR rules are, it means a minimum of 3 games, not 3 weeks. So that would be the potential timeline Gregory's facing there. The MRI results, according to Michael Gelk in the Dallas Morning News, show it was more of a minor strain, i.e. more like the Dak Prescott one than the Michael Gallup one, with Gallup only just now set to return this week. But regardless, Gregory is going to miss time for the Dallas Cowboys. It is a big-time loss, as Gregory, who had been held repeatedly, as I know many of you like to point out in the comments section, was producing as the team's by far best pass rusher, and it wasn't even close with DeMarcus Lawrence also out and not going to return this week, and maybe in time for Thanksgiving. Gregory had 5 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, a massive 12 quarterback hits. He got held multiple times that were flagged in a game as well. His pressure rate was a blistering 16%. What I'm saying is that Gregory had been balling this year in a contract year, finally not dealing with off-the-field issues and NFL suspensions. He had been producing in the way that the Cowboys always thought he could produce. So now he's going to be out for at least, I'm going to say, 2 games. I don't think he plays against the Chiefs. And, oh, the timing's not good. Of the Cowboys' remaining games, outside of Kyler Murray, you are facing perhaps your 3 best offenses you were going to face, with Matt Ryan and the Falcons, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I am terrified of that being their final get-right game. And the Raiders and Derek Carr have actually played very well this week. So you've got this weird condensed set of matchups, right, where you've got the Falcons on Sunday, Chiefs on the Sunday after that, then Raiders and Saints back-to-back on Thursday. That compressed schedule makes things very difficult. Gregory has been ruled out for the Falcons game. I feel safe, unfortunately, ruling him out as well for the Chiefs game. Does he play on Thanksgiving? Is he back by that Thursday night game against the Saints? We'll see. Real chance he ends up going on IR for the Cowboys, short-term IR as well. So how big of a loss is Randy Gregory? I think it's made worse by the lack of DeMarcus Lawrence, but I want to hear from you guys. Scale this for me, 1 to 10. 1 being, Gregory's not even good, Tom. You're crazy. 10 being you're in full-fledged panic mode and the season is already over. This is the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, head down there and freak out if you need to in the comments. I myself am at about a 5 right now. This is if it's a shorter-term injury. Does this really drastically change your playoff chances or your chance of winning the NFC East? No, not really. But it does hurt you right now in what is really your toughest stretch of games: Falcons, Chiefs, Raiders, Saints. That's outside of Arizona, really your 4 toughest games left on the season. And it's increased by the fact that I want that number 1 seed. I think those odds took a bit of a hit, and I don't want the 4 seed, by the way. And because of this Cowboys team is precariously thin at good depth at defensive end in terms of being able to rush the passer. We're going to look at in-depth replacements here in a little bit. But this was the defensive end depth chart entering today, with Gregory now, of course, hurt. Tarell Basham, Dorance Armstrong, Chauncey, Golston, Azur, Kamara. Yes, Micah Parsons, who I promise you we're going to get to plenty in depth here as a potential Randy Gregory replacement. But this loss for Dallas, I think, is a big deal, with Lawrence not coming back this week, and I would venture to say not back next week. But we'll see on that front. I'm also curious how the odds end up changing for this week's game as the Cowboys take on the Atlanta Falcons. They opened as a 9.5-point favorite. They will still be favored against the Atlanta Falcons. As I look at it right now, still -10. Could drop down to maybe 9.5 there. You can bet on the Cowboys because we shouldn't be betting against them this year. They've been great against the spread. Last week was their first time they failed to cover all year. By going to chatsports.com/bet and using promo code Cowboys125. You do that, it gets you a 125% deposit bonus and a Cowboys jersey as well. Chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code you see right there. It's Cowboys125 and right there as well. When you put down at least $100, you will get the deposit bonus and a Cowboys jersey. Tons of available options, but we've got 3 hookups for you, options in terms of size, I meant to say. Tons of sizes for these 3 players' jerseys. Dak Prescott in the color rush, CeeDee Lamb and Zeke Elliott in the navy and the color rush for both of those 2 players, but color rush only for Dak Prescott. We will need your BetUS account number, screenshot of your first bet, plus like your shipping information. Email that info, jersey at chatsports.com, but I beg of you, make sure you use promo code Cowboys125 at chatsports.com/bet. And remember, it is a $100 deposit or $100 deposit to get the deposit bonus. On now to replacements for this Randy Gregory injury. Number 1 is Micah Parsons, right? We've seen him play pure edge, and he was great. Now, we've seen him play off-ball linebacker past 2 weeks, and he's been pretty damn great at that area as well. But without Randy Gregory, the bigger impact will be felt at edge compared to off-ball linebacker. I think you have to play Micah Parsons there. In terms of your pass rushers, he's your best one on the roster right now, which healthy one on the roster at the current moment. Now, part of the reason why the Cowboys haven't made him a full-time edge is that they value him at middle linebacker, and the run defense is better with Parsons at linebacker than with him at edge. He's not an elite edge setter yet at that position. But you've got Leighton Vander Esch, you've got Keanu Neal, Gifford, Bernard. Those guys can play linebacker for you. Vander Esch actually started over Neal last week. You can get by with those 2 players, or at least utilize Parsons heavily in passing situations. So should Dallas play Micah Parsons at defensive end? I say yes. Get him out there. Use him as an edge, especially when the Falcons need to throw it or think they need to throw it, because your pass rush group is not great. So get your votes in. Y for yes, N for no. I think this is what it could look like for Dallas on the defensive line for this week's game only. So I pulled off the hurt guys like Tank and Gregory. Tristan Hill could come back this week, so I will include him on that list. The problem with this unit, especially if you don't include Parsons, is there's very poor and limited production. Osa Odigizua has done a great job at getting after the passer, a 10% pressure rate. That's great for a defensive tackle, but Carlos Watkins is barely above 3. Quinton Bohanna cannot do it. 1 pressure on 78 or 79 snaps this year. Justin Hamilton, 6.9. It's not great. And we're focused on edge, right? There's been no production this year outside of Randy Gregory and Micah Parsons at edge since week 1. Tarell Basham has a sack. His pressure rate, just about 6.5%. It's not good. He's not getting to the quarterback. Dorance Armstrong has missed time because of injury. He's actually been a better pass rusher than Tarell Basham, 8.8%, which is above his normal averages. Small sample size. I would really like it if Dorance Armstrong had himself a breakout game this week for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm also feeling pretty good about Osa against that Falcons D-line, but you need edge help, right? Rookie Chauncey Golston was bad against the run last week, but been pretty good before that. Again, also missed some time, 7% pressure rate. You'd like your guys to get above double digits. So far, that hasn't happened for Dallas. Now, you subscribe to the Dallas Cowboys Report for breaking news like this, but also free videos. You'll get another video later on today. You'll get one Friday and then 2 on Saturday. You guys are getting like 10 videos, if not 12 videos this week if we include the live. So hit that big red button and subscribe for free Cowboys videos all year long. Two other guys I want to mention. Azur Kamara has been a predominantly special teamer this year for Dallas, but he might get a chance because the Cowboys are now going to be down Randy Gregory. Also, you might see a practice squad promotion for Bradley and I. Free and I lives, folks. The Cowboys can't promote him from the practice squad. They can bring him on up. He cleared waivers last time, so you're not concerned about that area, I don't think, either. We'll see if Anai does get the game day call up. I am 90% sure he's eligible because he hasn't been a practice squad call up yet this year. I suppose I could be wrong, but I'm like 90% sure I'm right on that one. The other option for Dallas is to go sign somebody. So should the Cowboys go out and sign a new defensive end pass rusher, I've got some names we'll look at here momentarily, but type your responses for me in the comment section. A for yes, they should. B for no, they should not. The one free agent option that I really like that does come with a big if is Olivier Vernon. Look, the Cowboys are now thin at defensive end with their Gregory and Tank Lawrence injuries, and Vernon was great last year. Profoundly productive before suffering a torn Achilles late in the season. Cowboys did that with KZ and Lee Cooker. Why not with Vernon? The big if here, right? It's the medical, which shouldn't come as a huge surprise. I think he is unsigned because he's just not healthy. You don't find 12 tackle for loss, 9 sack guys available in mid-November on the free agent market. That does not happen unless there's something wrong. And I think that something wrong is the medical for Vernon. That torn Achilles might not be right. If you can bring him in, though, and he is healthy, I say sign him. Sign him right now. Figure out your roster stuff later. Vernon is the guy I would have the most interest in because the other edge rushing options aren't great. Trent Murphy, nothing special. He's like my goal is, are you better than Basham or Armstrong? Vernon when healthy? Yes. Murphy? No. Claiborne? I mean, unless if he's going against Chaz Green, yes. Otherwise, no. John Simon? No. Vic Beasley? Upside, yes. But I don't think he and Dan Quinn get along too well. That's a no. Bruce Irvin? He's coming off injury too, and also probably not in the end. So it's kind of Vernon or bust for me in terms of the free agent defensive end options out there. Now, even with the loss of Randy Gregory, I still think the Cowboys take down the Falcons. The odds, I'll refresh again here right now just to make sure I know that things change and whatnot. Still got the Cowboys minus 10. Now, that line is starting to get closer to 9.5, but I got the Cowboys winning. I'm curious what you guys have to say. Type in F in the chat for the Falcons or C for the Cowboys.